everybody get.
Plan, right? Well, I mean, I guess that is the plan. Are you guys going to still do the women's side in the PSL, or is the M3 have a women's side?
The M3 does not have a women's side
Not
just
to
yet.
on the M3.
Yeah. So I tried. That was one thing when I came in. You know, I'd love to have. We're going to play kind of an exhibition schedule with the women's team. So my goal would be that it mirrors exactly what we're doing for the men's M3 schedule, with the teams that'll come in that'll get announced here soon. But between us and Muskegon, we both have women's sides that we can, you know, put some games together. And the goal would be that hopefully the MASL launches something with women's, but if not, we'll kind of do our own regional thing.
Nice. So so what happens between you and the Risers? The affiliation, does that stay or no?
Yeah, it's
I know I'm kind of going off track here, but you know, it just came to my mind when you brought it up.
Yeah, it wasn't addressed before that press release, and you're actually the first person to ask. But we essentially aren't affiliated from a you know, MASL pyramid, being that they are going to jump into the M3. You know, whether it's their M2 roster or an M3 roster kind of depends on what happens with the M2 in their region. That kind of fell apart with Chicago, Waza, Swerve focusing on PASL. So it really depends what happens there. But just because we're kind of more direct competition, we won't play, or we won't be affiliated with the way that we were sharing players. And I'm actively talking to MASL teams to do something with them similar to what the Risers did with the Wave this past year.
I was gonna say, you have the Waves, right? Well, my screen, it's above you, but
nice looking scarf there behind you.
Yeah, there it is. the 6-time championship scarf. Yeah.
I believe that's 7.
I think. Well, I don't know how many stars it has in the back, but they're there.
Yeah.
Don't get him going, because then he'll put up a little background of lap 2 years ago with the he'll just
Today Pereira was putting his all 3 rings on his story for the blast. He was just showing them like his 3 times back to back. I was like, okay, I respect it. Oh, look.
Hey, you mentioned it.
This is all your fault, Pedro.
Oh, geez.
I like it. No, I like the idea of the affiliations. The Wave had a lot of goalkeeper issues last season, and we actually brought up Michael Vollmer from Muskegon, and it was a game that we had, you know, well in hand, and got him to come out and play probably the last half of the fourth quarter, and he looked solid. He looked like he was he looked like he had command of the field. You can kind of always, you know, he didn't look scared. I've seen other goalkeepers come in for the first time, and they kind of looked terrified, and didn't really see that. He looked good. It kind of, you know, he's giant. He's like 6'7" or something. And
he suited up for us a couple times for the Wanderers, and he's a fantastic beach soccer keeper. So if you haven't gotten a chance, I believe he's the goalkeeper for the U.S. Virgin Islands national team.
Cool.
Something like that.
This has been In The Box. Make sure you're subscribed and you hit that bell icon so you can follow along as we put out new clips of our live show. And if you want to catch our live show, make sure you head over to our Facebook group page. We have a Friday night live show every Friday, 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. Now, we'll be there unless something happens.
Get up, everybody get up, everybody get up, everybody get down, everybody get up, everybody get up.